Folks, welcome back. I have your latest home prices and insights for the City of Toronto for week ending March 23rd, 2022. The numbers are absolutely insane. I'll get into that shortly. But 'tis the season. It's the season where the weather gets warmer, flowers start to come up. We expect to see more listings, and I see it in the calls I've been getting from some of you that watch me here on YouTube, calling me saying, Santo, I am ready to sell and buy now. Will you help me? Well, when we set up a strategy session, we talk about pricing strategy and marketing strategy. And every time, part of the strategy, an important part of the strategy is, should I sell first, should I buy first, or should I do it at the same time? If I had this conversation with people, which I did 4, 5, 6 weeks ago, the answer was almost always the same. We are going to buy first. I couldn't guarantee that if I sold their house, which I would have sold their house. I couldn't guarantee that I was going to be able to buy what they wanted in the market 4, 5, 6 weeks ago. And that would mean that I've sold the house, we can't buy. There's a chance they would have been homeless, and let's be honest, nobody wants to be homeless. So today, that conversation's a bit different. There are more opportunities now on the buying side. So when we talk about buying first, selling first, which should we do? It really boils down to their particular set of circumstances. So I'll ask them a bunch of questions, and depending on their answers, we will develop our strategy through our consultation of you should sell first or you should buy first. So it's not just automatic now. The market has shifted, and we've got some opportunities now to do one, sell first, or to buy first. It depends on their situation, not one strategy fits all. That's a big change from just a few weeks ago. If you think this information could help anybody you know, please pass the video along. Let's get into the crazy Toronto real estate numbers. If you want to speak with me to help you buy and sell or just talk about real estate, it's really simple. Below this video in the description, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you. This way I'll know ahead of time, I'll make sure I'm available, and we could talk about whatever's on your mind. Okay, so we're going to get into the numbers now. I got to tell you, I've introduced some different charts, some other stats. There's so much going on right now. I have here the City of Toronto. There's no suburbs in here, just City of Toronto. There's no Peel, there's no York, there's no Durham, just the City of Toronto. Detached properties, broken down for a year. So for the last 3 weeks, sales has come way down. We sold 180 detached properties across the City of Toronto for week ending March 23rd. The amount of property selling at $2 million or more has come way down. Just 3 weeks ago, we sold 103. The previous week, 63. And last week, 35. So only 35 properties have sold at $2 million or more. And when we look at an average sold price, 4 weeks ago, we broke a record at $2,102,000. And it's come down every week since. Last week, it's like it fell off a cliff, the price. It's now $1,636,000. For sure, the amount of property selling at $2 million or more has a lot to do with that number. But compared to a year ago, it looks like we're lower. And when we look at year over year, average sold price is 4% lower than what it was last year at this time. Now, last year at this time, we sold 81 properties at $2 million or more. This year we sold, like I said, only 35. I figured with that difference of 81, 35 properties, I'm surprised that the gap in average sold price year over year is not larger. When we look at median price is 4% higher. So average sold price 4% lower, median price 4% higher. Now remember, this is just for detached properties. Looking at sales, 85% sold at list price or more. Last year was 79%, which is, not that far off. But year to date, if we go January 1st to March 23rd, we are this year 18% fewer sales compared to last year, year to date. 18%. A lot less sales. Did I say that? Is that proper English? A lot less sales? Looking at listings, 8% lower than what it was last year when we talk about year to date. And active listings has gone up from 733 to 953. Looking at months of inventory, well, over the last 3 weeks, it's gone up every single week, and it's actually double since 2 weeks ago. We're now sitting at 1.2 months of inventory, and average days on market is 10. Now that's for all of Toronto. If we break Toronto down between West, Central, and East, paints a slightly different story in each of the sections. So keep this in mind. All of Toronto, months of inventory is 1.2, average sold price a little over 1.6 million. And here we go with the three separate sections of Toronto. Average sold price has gone down in each section. Looking at West Toronto, sales have also come down every single week. We sold 54 properties, detached properties. 8 of those were at $2 million or more. Average sold price is $1,468,000. And when we look back, very similar to was a year ago, it's 2% higher than what it was a year ago. And median price is 5% higher than what it was a year ago. Months of inventory is sitting at 1.1. So all of Toronto, 1.2. West Toronto, 1.1 months of inventory. And average days on market is 14. Let's look at Central Toronto. Now keep in mind, Central Toronto has the lion's share of the luxury properties. We sold 35 properties, only 35 detached properties in Central Toronto for week ending March 23rd. Average sold price is $2,309,000. It sounds like a lot, but if you isolate just Central Toronto, that's way down from where we've been before. We had a record price of just less than $3 million. So $2,309,000 is pretty low for an average sold price for Central Toronto. And in fact, it's actually 7% lower than what it was a year ago. A year ago, we sold 62 properties at $2 million or more. This year, only 21. And again, average sold price 7% lower than what it was a year ago. I've not, in a long time, been able to talk about average sold prices being lower than what they were a year ago. Median price is sitting at $2,226,000, which is 1% higher than a year ago. So pretty similar. When we look at months of inventory, remember, all of Toronto, 1.2. But if you're looking in Central Toronto, months of inventory is sitting at 3, approaching the balanced market of 4 months of inventory. So it's sitting at 3. But we should look at this even further. I can tell you that properties in Central Toronto that are $3 million or more have a months of inventory of 5.5 months of inventory. So $3 million or more property are very much in a balanced market type of situation. And the average days on market is 21. Huge difference. So if you're in Central Toronto looking at properties below $2 million, this 3.0 months of inventory is a lot lower. So depends on the type of home that you're looking for. This is a generalization of the area, but just different markets, different situation. Again, $3 million or more property, very much a balanced market, 5.5 months of inventory. And here's East Toronto. Wow, when I look at this, it kind of seems like a normal chart. Sales actually went up from the previous week. We sold 91 properties, detached properties. 6 of those are at $2 million or more. Yes, average sold price has been coming down like the other parts of Toronto, but not with the same aggression, not with the same percentage of lower prices. Average sold price is sitting at $1,477,000 for the east part of Toronto, which is East York and Scarborough. That $1,477,000 is 15% higher than what it was a year ago. You see how the chart now kind of gets normalized like to what we're used to seeing for East Toronto? So 15% higher is the average sold price year over year. Median price is 19% higher year over year. Months of inventory hasn't changed in the east part of Toronto, sitting at 0.6. The reason why I take a little bit longer to illustrate this is you can't just hear a headline saying this is what's happening in the city of Toronto and you know that okay, well, this is how I gotta, govern my sale or my purchase. It really depends on the market in the neighborhood that you're looking for, your price point, all that will play into it. Let's take a quick look at semis. Months of inventory is sitting at 0.9. Average semi sold for $1,569,000. 80% sold at list price or more. 23% is the average sold price increase year over year, and the median price is 24%. Townhouses prices went up from the previous week. Average townhouse sold for $1,479,000. Months of inventory jumped way up to 1.1 months of inventory. I expect in the next few weeks we'll see something happening with prices there just because of the amount of months of inventory increase. But 84% of the townhouses sold at list price or more, and average sold price and median price are 20% higher than what they were a year ago. Let's look at condos. Sales went down a little bit from the previous week, not by much, but we sold 424 condos. Now condos are a whole different market than the freehold. They just have their own behaviors, and often they don't coincide the freehold detached market and what the condo market is doing. And condos have been on fire for a while now. So 424 condos were sold. 68 of those were at $1 million or more. Average sold price down slightly. $830,000 is the average sold price, which is 14% higher than what it was a year ago. And median price is also 14% higher than what it was a year ago. Median price is sitting at $750,000. When we look at year to date, January 1st to March 23rd, sales for condos are 16% lower this year than they were last year, year to date. And listings are almost the same, lower by 0.3%. So listings are pretty much the same, but active listings has gone way up to 1,494 active listings. Months of inventory has gone up slightly at 0.8 months of inventory. And when we look at the summary, except for East Toronto, where months of inventory stayed the same, in all the market types and everything that I talk about, months of inventory has gone up. Well, this is part of the market shift where we're seeing more inventory, not every single offer night working. We're seeing more properties being priced the first time at a traditional type of price. Now, it depends on the neighborhood. It's so important right now to really have the strategy down packed. If you're selling, you really got to know up front what your expectations should be. And if you're buying, there's opportunities now that you never had just a few weeks ago. Thanks for watching. If we could help in any way, please reach out to us through the link to my calendar below. Have a great day. Here we are at 456B Horner Avenue. This is an executive townhouse located in Alderwood. It's a popular neighborhood in South Etobicoke. It's a big townhouse, over 1,800 square feet. Have a look at some of the amazing features.